We're joined by Julian Ma, you're General Manager of Corporate Strategy with Tencent in China. You're an internet portal. You've got sites that are similar to, say, eBay, functions like PayPal and so on, and only something like 2% of market share in terms of search engine.
Yes.
Who would you say are your main competitors then?
Basically what we operate is that we have a so-called platform strategy. So we have multiple major platforms there, like QQ, which is instant messaging services, QQ Mail, QQ.com, Qzone, which is the social network services, and then we have e-commerce services, and as you just picked up, we have the search services, and we believe that by combining all of them together, then we can provide a so-called one-stop online live experiences for our users.
You're generating pretty significant revenues already.
Yes.
I mean, something like 2 billion renminbi in a quarter, I think was for your last quarter.
Yes, it's more than that actually. The number is more than that.
Most of that is coming from online gaming?
Around half of our revenue today comes from online gaming. About 10% comes from the advertisement. The other 40% comes from what we call as mobile value-added services and internet value-added services, by which users pay roughly 10 RMB per month to get a VIP type of services. They pay basically a flat rate. Among them, there's a little bit virtual items, but most of them pay by a flat rate, like 10 RMB a month. What's
your prediction and projection as to what the elements are going to be going forward?
If you look at the market, basically mobile will continue to grow very fast. We've seen that. In particular, over the last 6 months, we see the highest growth in terms of the internet users comes from mobile. This is industry figure, not our own in-house figure. And second, we see lots of life-related vertical services. They are also quite promising and grow very fast. For example, the Dianping, or like this kind of Yelp type of services. As you can see in China, people can review the restaurant, review a place, go there, get discounts. Online book reading, various verticals, for example, online real estate, car, classified information, all kinds of this kind of what we call as lifestyle related services. This is the other area we see will go very fast. The third area is e-commerce, of course. Over the past few years, we see C2C grew very, very fast. These days, B2C pick up the speeds, grow even faster, but of course from a much smaller base.
Why is it that companies like Google have struggled?
We see that internet-related services, either internet services or online media, online content, it's a very local services. So you need to understand the local market very, very well. That needs, first of all, the investment of resources. And second, you need a core team who knows the local market very, very well. And you have a very fast and localized and a very agile local decision process. In that area, as of today, we see probably major Chinese companies has a little bit advantage than the foreign companies. I see that's probably the major reasons that we don't see many major players, major foreign players are very successful in China. It may change because as the foreign companies have more and more focus on the China market, they spend more resources on that, and then combined with their technologies and innovative models, then I think the chance is fair to everybody. We have to just work on that.
Tencent is making strategic investments. You've bought the Moscow-based internet investment company, Digital Sky.
Yes, this Digital Sky Technologies.
For $300 million US. Now, is this with a view to expanding outside China?
In the near future and today, of course, the primary source of the growth will come to China. and this kind of growth opportunity will continue to be very robust. But looking at the very longer term, then we better have a more balanced portfolio. So I think it's no surprising that company like us, or like a company like Baidu and Alibaba and Perfect World, they all started to what I would categorize as establish a international footprint to seize the opportunity for the future.
When you were talking about your long-term strategy,
yes.
it almost suggests that you're almost seeing a time when the China internet market will be saturated.
That takes time.
Still some time off.
If you look at the internet penetration nowadays, right, it's only 31%. Today we serve and we compete for a market with around 420 million internet users, active internet users, and in the future we want to serve and compete for a market of 840 million users. That market alone is big enough. It's very big. So it takes time for the market grow to that stage, and also it will be a tremendous effort for anyone in this market to really, I would say, absorb and realize the commercial opportunities behind.
What role does mobile play in your strategy?
Mobile is a very critical element for us. It's also very critical element for most of the significant players in China market. And you can even see a lot more startup companies just focus on the mobile areas. A number of reasons behind. First, there is a fast increase of the very affordable smartphones, which makes the mobile online experience much more interesting. And second, if you look at the profile of the Chinese internet users, many of them actually do not have a place for a PC or have a permanent place to access the PC. For example, many migrant workers, students, but they get a mobile phone, so they can use that anytime. It comes with a lot of challenges in China for doing a proper mobile internet service though. The number of models, mobile phone models in China is probably many more times than the number of models you will see in US and in Europe. That create lots of complexity and lots of detailed works to make sure that your services are well adopted to each of the models.
So say in the next 5 to 10 years, will the market have changed significantly?
The rate of growth may gradually slow down, but still at a very high number. But the size of the market in terms of the money or the revenue may grow even faster, because there are lots of opportunities that can go deeper to dig it out. For example, e-commerce is just the beginning, right? All kinds of mobile-related services. Nowadays, there's just many of them are just user experiences. I wouldn't be surprised that many of them will become kind of like a part of a solid revenue potential. The other interesting area is the enabling of the traditional industries by the internet. We just see this is just a very beginning, right? In China, in retail, in many related areas, even in the manufacturing. If those traditional industries are internet enabled, they will generate lots of upsides and lots of new growth opportunities for the internet in terms of the real money.
Julian Ma of Tencent, thanks for joining us.
It's my pleasure.